Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. I'm starting a little bit early just because my last stream didn't go so well because you couldn't see any of the screen sharing. So you couldn't see the chart that I was going through for each pair. So I do apologize for that. So we're trying to get this set up properly. So, because I actually use a streaming software called Streamlabs, so it is kind of a learning curve. So, sorry about that, guys, but we are going to get it fixed. I kind of know what I need to do this time. So, we're going to make sure we got it. So, again, you guys can comment at any time. I'm going to be going through our Sunday night market breakdown on gold, NAS 100, and US 30. All right. So let me just check my stream really quick. So we'll get started here in a few minutes. All right, cool. Looks like we're good. Do a quick mic check on here. Mic check, mic check. All right, we're good. Let me pull up my chat just in case you guys want to chat. All right, so we got a few minutes on here. Hope everybody's had a great weekend so far. I've been super busy with my new job that I got into. I went back into fitness. If any of you guys knew, so I'm super excited about that. It's going to take a little bit more time than my last job. But that's what I love about trading is I do my trading early in the morning, and I don't start work now until 9 o'clock. So it is good. Another thing, also, I got a new laptop, so I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to be able to put that into play, so I can look at my charts a little bit better, stuff like that. So super excited about that, guys. But all right. All right, so I'm going to try to have a little bit more consistency here as far as like what we're going to be doing. So first, we're going to look at the calendar. So we're going to look at any news that's supposedly coming up for this week. It's a great thing to look at first so that if there are any news, you can react to the market as such. So I'm going to share my screen here. So this is where I messed up last time as I shared my screen, but none of you guys could see the screen. So definitely don't want to mess that up. So let me get this set up here. All right, so I want background audio. Oops. My screen. Let me see. What are we going to look at? Where is... All right, so we're going to look at the calendar first. Perfect. So it worked this time. All right, so you guys can see this. All right, so perfect. So let me go to the chart now. So I'm going to update this. So we're going to be looking at October 29th to November 4th. So let's get into it, guys. All right, so Monday, I kind of looked at it previously already, so I didn't see anything USD wise for Monday. So again, depending on what you guys, what pairs you guys trade, then you'll definitely want to look at this. So again, the resource for you guys is Forex Factory. So I've shared this on many of my lives before. This is a resource that I go for upcoming news. So go to forexfactory.com. You can see here on my site, on my tab here. So again, if you're trading like GPB, JPY, something like that, you definitely want to look here. Monday, there's definitely going to be some news for JPY. So definitely watch out for that. So again, I strictly talk about stuff that's more USD specific. So because those are the news that's going to impact the trades, the pairs that I trade. All right. So as far as USD, 830, again, it's a pre-market. We have employment cost index, S&P CS composite. So again, you can actually click on this folder here. So if you don't really know what it is, it will tell you exactly what it is. So Standards and Poor's measures change in the selling price of single-family homes in 20 metropolitan areas, things like that. So I'll even also tell you FF notes. This is one of the few non-seasonally adjusted numbers reported on the calendar, as it's the primary calculation for this indicator. So just by kind of looking at this, if you do trade S&P 500, this may affect that. So, I haven't seen this lately, so I'm not sure how that's going to react to the pairs that I trade. So I trade gold and, of course, NAS 100, US 30, things like that. So I don't see that's going to hugely affect USD or those pairs that I'm trading or the ones I'm going to go over tonight. So we don't have to worry about that there. Let's go to, let me see. Yeah, so again, this was Monday, October 30th. So again, I didn't see anything regarding USD. So what we just went over as far as the employment costs, S&P, that's for Tuesday. So sorry, I just wanted to make that clear. That's for Tuesday. And then we'll scroll to Wednesday. Wednesday is November 1st, so the first of the month. So we definitely got some news here at 10 o'clock. So we got some ISM manufacturing PMI, JOLTS job openings, ISM manufacturing prices. So also we do have FMC later in the day, or FOMC. So Wednesday is definitely going to be a busy day. So definitely kind of watch your pairs, watch how they move, watch price action, stuff like that. Again, this is going to be 2 o'clock, so Eastern time. So 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time if you are in that time zone. 11 o'clock, if you were to get into a trade, I would wait until about 11:30, 12 o'clock to kind of see where the market moves, because this is definitely going to move the market. FOMC always does. So definitely watch out for that. Or don't trade it at all. That's kind of my rule of thumb as well. Or you can catch the rebound if it moves bearish or bullish. You can catch it on the way up or down. Thursday, November 2nd. USD, don't have any red folders, so I don't foresee this to move the pairs too crazy at all. And then Friday, we definitely have some red letter days here. So red letter day. So employment change, unemployment rates, average hourly earnings. It is the first of the month, so this is going to definitely move the mark here. Unemployment rate. So this is going to be pre-market again. So again, market open is an hour later, 9:30. So this may make a huge move and then you may be able to catch a position on the reversal. So that's pretty much it for news, guys. Let me get out of here, and then we will go to gold. All right, let me stop sharing that. All right, and then let's go to gold. All right, got gold. All right, waiting for it to load here. All right, perfect. All right. So let me make sure I'm sharing the right tab. Okay, good. All right, so let me clear this up really quick. Remove drawings. So it's a little bit clearer for you guys. Color scheme, we'll go to light. All right, and I'll turn off this indicator. All right, guys. So here we go. Here's gold. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go to our weekly. Let me check something real quick. Okay, good. Just want to double check. All right. So we're going to get an idea here. I'm going to give you guys an idea here of what happened last week. So this is the weekly chart. Okay, so if you look here, this was the beginning of October. So literally the whole month we've been bullish. So if you look here, this was last week. So we literally came down here and we pushed all the way up to over 2,000. So we're at 2006, I want to say. Yeah, or even 2008 that we hit. So right now we're currently at 2003. So that's crazy. So I personally still feel we're gonna try to touch these highs right here. So this previous high of 2067. So we're gonna do our breakdown really quick. So, or our top-down analysis. So this is kind of just a weekly. We want to just look at this as far as the trend goes. So as of right now, I believe we're still bullish. So because we actually broke through this this low right here, we surpassed it. So now this is a high. So with that said, typically you can draw a trend line like this, and you can take it from this bottom, because this is our weekly low, I want to say. And you can actually bring it to here. So granted, this is not really ideal because you want to make sure you have 3 points. So that's not always that accurate. So, but if I go down maybe on a daily, let's see if there's something different. Yeah, so even on the daily, it doesn't really do it justice. So usually I do use a trend line just for like an added confluence. But in this particular situation, it doesn't really apply. So, but again, here, I will say, since we have moved, all in all, on a larger scale, even though we are kind of moving up, we did have a little pullback, but then we're coming back up. We did have a good amount of consolidation for quite a while. So like this is consolidation to me. So this right here, this is consolidation. So back in beginning of October, we actually broke through this support level. And then we actually came back up, pulled back a little bit, and then came back up into this high. So we actually came back and touched this previous high. So this resistance level. So even right now we had a little bit of pullback. And again, I think we're going to touch this high again. So that's kind of where I see us going. So I want to say, because even if you were to look here, even though we had some consolidation, I mean, we have been pretty bullish. So if I were to take this from all the way down here, see, that didn't work. Yeah, there we go. So even though we had that little break, it is still bullish. So because if it broke here, then it would consider to be bearish. So in that regard, so we will go down to the daily. So I always like to mark the 3 time frames here. So for instance, the weekly is currently bullish to me. All right, so we got that in there. Weekly is bullish. So now let's look at the daily. So the daily is also where we're going to mark up our key areas, so our key levels and our psychological levels as well. So as of right now, this is all I'm focusing on. So right here. Sorry, it's not working for me. There you go. So right now, this is just what I see. So we could at some point get a pull back down. I don't really foresee that, to be honest. So I honestly think if we do get a pullback, it's going to at least touch this high first before we get a pullback, or a minor rejection rather. So with that, I'm going to put that our daily is bullish as well. So again, like I said, right here, we're going to actually mark up our key levels. So support and resistance. So again, right here, this is going to be our support level. If we actually look to the left, it's hit here multiple times. So this is a strong level of support. So again, we're going to mark this up here. Sorry, this thing doesn't like me. All right. Let's see. All right, no comments. All right, so let me change this color real quick. I'll make it like a gray. There we go. Okay, so again, we tapped into this area. This is a strong level of support because it not only hit once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 different times. So again, that's going to be our strong support level. So I try to just keep our charts as naked as possible because it's just the easiest way to look at everything. I don't have all these crazy indicators and stuff like that. I only have one real indicator that actually shows me my London session and the session that I trade in New York session. So, and I'll turn that on later so you guys can see what that looks like. If you guys want to know, it's called MKT sessions. All right, so let's look for another level of support that at one point was resistance. So, and I want to look, I see this area right here. So, because it's hit here again multiple times. So, oops. So, boom, right here. So that's another level right here, because I can always, of course, stretch this out a little bit. So this is a point where it's hit multiple times before. All right, so if you guys look at this, again, back here we had a huge push up, came back down, came back up, came back. We're making higher highs and higher lows. Then we had some consolidation, pulled back up, and it came all the way down to this same support area. Then we pulled back up, pulled back down again into that same support area, pulled back up, consolidated, came back down, consolidated again, came back down, touched that same area, pulled back up, and then we actually broke through and we actually tapped into that previous support area before that. So this usually gives us an indication that what could happen is this could come up to test these highs right here to come right back into this level right here. So it could very well be. Just only reason being is because, again, just like this was a strong area of support, now this is a strong area of support because it broke through this resistance level. So because before this was the resistance level right here at one point, and it broke through it. So now this is support. So now let's find our resistance area. So our current resistance right now is right here. So current resistance is right here. So I'm going to drag this over. So we can see also that it's tapped into this area multiple times. So as of right now, I'm going to highlight this area also because this is our main level of resistance. So if it breaks through this and breaks and retests, then we know we could very well see a new high. So, because the reason for these key levels is also because they range. So when you hear the term that the market is ranging, is if you see here, this was a range at one point. So because it pulled up into this area, tapped here, came back down, pulled here, came back down, consolidated, pulled back down into this area, and then pulled all the way back down into this area. So literally from May 18th to literally September 21st, this was a range. It literally just kept staying in this area. It never broke. It just kept staying. And it wasn't until when? It wasn't until September 27th that it actually broke through and it actually created a new support. And then on October 6th, it actually pulled back or reversed and then pulled back into this area. So this is a range. So this whole area right here. This is a range. All right, I'm not sure why I did that. So all this right here. This was a range. So it could very well be that it's going to tap back into that area at some point. So just like I said, as the week goes on, we could very well test these highs. But if it ends up respecting this resistance, we end up getting a pullback right back into this area. And, we could very well break through. We could very well break through here as well. But we have to kind of see. So the way the market's going right now, as far as this, we did see, a lot of green movement. And just like we saw here, we saw some pullback, come back up. We got a little bit of pullback right now, and we could very well see it again, test these highs right here. So, with this huge amount of movement, that's a lot of volume. So there has to be some pullback at some point. So as we all know, or if you don't know, the market never goes in one direction forever. So it has to, come back and have a pullback at some point. So that could very well be this week. We may see some bearish movement. We may see a bunch of sells this week. We may even come down here, break through this low before we even push back up. So we have to see, or we may even come down to this low into this area right here before we push back up. So we'll see how that happens. Or how that works. All right. So that's pretty much it for the key levels. So I always like to throw in the psychological levels because it's always the areas where it tends to touch the most. So and that's usually, again, where the market ends up hitting multiple times. So again, we could mark one right here. I'm going to use a horizontal line. So I would like to choose, and again, with psychological levels, it's usually going to be like 1850, 1800, 1825, things like that, usually in like multiples of 5. So say like with this, see it's currently around like 1808. See, I would actually change this. I'm going to turn this black, and I would make this like 1805. I'll do 1805. Like that, 1805. Just leave it at that. And then here, do another one. What's another good level where it's hit? See, here we can do like 1895. 1895, 450. Boom, right there. And then this one right here, where it's currently at, let's do, so let's just make it 2000. So I'll do 2,850. How about 50? Cool. Leave it at that. And then right here, last one. I'll do it right here. So 2050. 2050. Let's do 800. Cool. Just like that. So those are my psychological levels for myself. So again, we'll go down to the 4 hour and just kind of see whether it's bearish or bullish. So technically right now, we're still considered bullish because look at this. It follows the line. Nowhere on the 4 hour has it broken that trend line. So it literally hasn't broken that trend line at all. So it's literally continuing up. So with that being said, 4 hour is going to be bullish as well. Sorry, I don't like this trackpad. 4 hour. So when it comes to those time frames. Oops, hold on. I gotta make this bigger a little bit so it's not wrapping around. Sorry. There we go. All right, so all 3 time frames are bullish. So I need at least 2 that are bullish. So more on the higher time frame. So usually my daily and my weekly should be bullish. The 4-hour, that's just an added confluence. So of course we always go off of the higher time frame. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for gold. Like I said, right now it's kind of it's consolidated. We did have a little push up here last week. So, but right now this is where we're currently at. So we have a huge pin right now, pin doji, I like to say. So it literally came all the way down to here, pulled up, and it literally closed at the bottom right here, or at the top right here. So right now we're getting another red candle. So like I said, we could be getting some pullback. The area that I'm going to be looking at right here is if it breaks. Just trying to, yeah. So, well, for one, I want to see if it breaks here. And if it does, then we can look for some sells because it's probably going to touch into this area right here. So right there. So kind of just, one after the other. If it breaks here, then we're going to test like this level and these lows right here. So and then even more so if it breaks these, then we definitely can see that we have a bearish trend going on. So that's pretty much it for gold. So we can even go down like on the 1 hour really quick. Just kind of get an idea where we're at. So like right now it's sitting at the 2003 level. So that's again currently where I have one of my key levels. So again, we just have to watch it and see if it's going to continue to fly up and hit this resistance area here, or if we're going to push back down and end up taking out these lows here, because there's a lot of volume here. So all this is all a lot of liquidity. So we could literally have a huge push down this week. So and then target back to these lows. Could very well happen. So at the very least, these lows here. So we will see what happens with that. All right, let's go take a look at US 30. Let me close out of that really quick. And then, yeah, let's take a look at US 30. Let me refresh my screen. Sorry. All right. All right, let me share my screen here. All right. All right, good. We got US 30 there. Perfect. All right, so this was from last week. So let me clear these drawings. All right, we're good there. Again, let's start on the week. So we have moved a little bit. The last week or so, we've definitely been bearish. So we've been bearish since July, actually. So definitely have targeted these lows here. We actually surpassed those lows. So, let's see if we get some pullback up to the upside, or we could continue down. So as of right now, from what I see, we actually broke this this low right here last week. So we could very well target these lows or even these lows. So there's a lot of liquidity right here. Not only that, so there's a lot of liquidity over here. So we could definitely see some more bearish movement. If I were to kind of grab my trend line, I would say we are definitely bearish right now. So, because we don't have anything that's actually broken through, or we don't have any higher highs or higher lows. We've only had some lower highs and lower lows so far. So, if you guys aren't familiar with what that is, it's just a market pattern to kind of find direction. So, of course, when you see a candle that breaks the previous candle, so like for instance, right here, we had a push up and then a push down, which it actually went below this candle. We came back up, touched this area, but it didn't break through this candle. So we came back down, and this candle came up and then came back down. So this would be a lower high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Let me get this. This will better help you guys get my path. Okay. So, okay, we had a push up here, and then we had a push down, a push up, and a push down, and a push up, and a huge push down, a push up, and then a push down. Let's see. All right. So if I were to kind of zoom this out a little bit, I can actually change the color of this, change it to black. So if I move this out of the way, then like what do we see here? So this movement went up, we came down. So again, this broke, this is lower than this height right here. So I can actually put a line right here, watch. So right here. So we had to push up, push down, push up. So this candle was lower than this candle. So we pushed down and we came up again. Again, this candle was lower than this candle. So we had another push down and then we came back up to this area right here. So I can put another candle here. So even though we broke this area, this was the previous candle. So pulled back here. This candle right here was lower than this one. We had a little bit of a pullback up, and then we pulled back down. So again, this is a higher low, or sorry, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So it's definitely a downtrend. So because we are moving downward. So definitely a downtrend. So until this arrow ends up going up and breaks through this high right here, we are still bearish. So close these out here. Okay, so right here. So weekly is bearish. Sorry, forgetting I have caps lock on. All right, weekly is bearish. All right, so we found our trend. So our trend currently is bearish. All right, so let's go down to the daily. So again, here we can already see we haven't broken the trend. So we're still in a bearish trend. So again, here I'm going to put our daily is bearish as well. So again, here, this is where we're going to put our key levels. So support and resistance. All right. So let me get my rectangle. So again, let's look for support. So if we see here, this was our last support. So I'm not sure what happened there. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to mark this area. All right. So I make this gray. There you go. So I'm going to pull this down a little bit. So typically you want to catch the body of it. So, but I'm catching a little bit of the wick as well. So, but you ideally just want the body. So body is usually like around here. So, but again, if we see it touched here, and if I even pull this farther back, so I mean, this is all the way back to February. So we don't have to go fully all the way back, but I mean, you want to see where it's touched in the past. So I mean, look at this. I'm going all the way back to October of 22. So it's literally a whole year. So, patterns tend to repeat themselves in the market. So that's why it's good to kind of go back a little bit. So just to kind of see, okay, it's ranged in this area. So again, this is like considered consolidation to me because it never broke out of this. So we ended up coming down. We pulled up. Again, we're still in this area. So again, we're still in this range here. Like this is just all a big range. So yeah, all for here, all the way to July. That's just all range to me. So just all this right here. So yes, back in March, we did break this area, but then we came back up, and then we haven't been able to break this area since March. So we ended up coming into this area, coming up a little bit, coming down. Again, respecting this support level. This is another support level right here that used to be resistance. So see, this was the support level. This was resistance. And then this resistance got broke once we broke here. And this was in July. Boom, broke. And then we consolidated, came down, came up, came down. So we kind of consolidated again. And then back in September, we had a lot of bearish movement, a little bit of bullish movement here in October. And the whole rest of the month has been bearish. So we're kind of just still staying in this range for the most part. We have yet to be able to break out of that range. But it doesn't mean there isn't opportunities for positions. So you just have to go, of course, look here on the higher time frame, kind of get the trend, see where it's going. And then, of course, look for some entries on the lower time frames. So, again, this was one major support level. And then we have another, this was a resistance level. So which is actually, this could be our current resistance level because since we're bearish. So we can see again where it's hit multiple times. So I'd like to say, yeah, right here. So because it's hitting this area multiple times. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that perfectly aligns. So even if I pull this down a little bit, because we want to focus on more of the current price where we're at right now. So the current price right here is, of course, at 32483. So again, since we are bearish, we're going to have to wait and see if this week we're going to break through and have a reversal. But until we see that, we could target these lows right here. So this could be another resistance level as well. So since we are in a bearish movement, I'm going to also highlight this area also, just because this could be another area that we can target. So boom. So I'm going to go to the body right here. Push this down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So, because again, if we look here, it's actually hit in this area multiple times as well. So we had a huge bullish pull up, pulled back into the same area, pulled back up. So you guys can see that. So we had a huge push up, consolidated, tapped in here, came back down, huge push up here, came back down to that same area of support, consolidated, came back up to this area. We tapped into this support area again. So it never really broke. So again, we have to see what this is going to do. So of course, we can already see a little bit of green here when we haven't seen much green here other than, we had a little bit of bullish movements on the 24th of October, but the rest has been all bearish. So we could very well see some type of reversal here and then tap into this. Currently, this is the resistance level because we're below. So right now, this is current resistance. This is support. So support is really right here, right now. But we can again, let's see, on the daily. Those are all the levels that I'm really going to mark right now. Because I can mark up this as another resistance area, but again, we're nowhere near there right now. So it's not really too much of a factor, but that is so the highest we've hit is around 36962. And we haven't hit that area since January of last year. So we'll see what happens. So in the last year for US 30, we've had a little bit of movement, but it's been a lot of consolidation really. So just up, down, came up, down, up, down. So it wasn't until September that we actually broke. So I know we pushed back up to that same area, broke through. So again, with US 30, we could very well tap into these areas, if not even come to these lows right here. So, but we got to wait to see what the market's going to give us. So based on what I see as of current, we could actually see it. We could actually see it pull back into this resistance area right here. So that's kind of where I see that. Let me mark up our psychological levels really quick. Sorry, allergies have been killing me out here in Vegas. I'm sniffling and stuff. All right, so this support area right here, I'm going to say 31,816. I'll make that even. All right, this level right here. 32,735. 225. 0. And this resistance level right here. Yeah. 34 160. Make it 50. Even. Right there. And then last, that'll be our daily high, our overall daily high. 35622. 20. Boom. 25. All right, there we go for our psychological levels. Let's go on the 4-hour just to confirm. Let's see. Let me look on the 4-hour here. Let's see. Yeah, so even right here, it actually came down to here, pulled all the way back up to here, and we actually closed down here. So then we had to pull up on the next candle, pull up, came back down, and we closed up here. So right now, so let's even go down to the 1-hour. So even right now, like I said, we could pull up into this level again. So, but we do have a strong bearish movement. So, like I said, we could see a reversal. Excuse me. So we could very well see a reversal. So that's pretty much it, guys. We definitely got to see what US 30 is going to do. Let me go on a higher time frame again. So again, we could see a push back up into this area right here. We do need to see if it's going to break this candle here. So let's see what the 4-hour gave us. Yeah, so right now, let's see. So right now we do have this candle right here, which has a very small wick. So we could very well see it continue to push down and past this candle here. So we could very well see some bullish, bearish movement, excuse me. So over the week, this is going to be an area of interest right here. It's a 31,816, this area. So because we've already broke into this area right here. So again, there's been a lot of range in this area. We broke that area. So now we could very well see how we're going to play inside this area right here. So I'll go on the daily again. So again, we could very well see some movement in this range right here. So this could very well push into this area this week. So we could definitely see some continued bearish movement, just from my perspective. So that is it for US 30. Let's finish up with NAS 100. All right. Let me pull up another tab because we don't have NAS 100 out. All right, here we go. We got NAS 100 up. All right, we got NAS 100 here. Let me go ahead and clear this out. This is from last week. So boom, nice and clean. Go on the weekly. Let's see what we got going here. All right, so this is the weekly. So again, same thing on the weekly NAS 100. We currently have some bearish movement. Again, I'll throw a trend line on there. So just like that. So again, we do have multiple points that have hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing has broken through this trend. Not only that, again, since the market structure as well. So again, when I talked about before the higher lows and higher highs, that's exactly what it's doing right here. So we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we are definitely bearish right now. So because these previous candles broke through this area right here, so that's what makes it currently bearish. So I will break this out. Boom. Let's see, why isn't it? There we go. All right, so weekly is bearish. All right, so this is again just we go on the higher time frame to look for our trend. So we are bearish, all right, because we came up here, we pulled back, we had a break of structure, came back up, came back down again, and we had a clear break of structure. So because it also broke this previous high as well, so that's a break of structure. So we are bearish currently. So let's go on the daily. So same thing here. If I make this bigger, there we go. So same thing, multiple points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are still currently bearish. So if this decides to come up here and break through these highs right here, then that could be, again, another change of direction. So we could end up being bullish. So which we did have a lot of bullish movement here. So, but we broke structure. So now we're actually creating a downtrend. So we want to follow that trend. So again, we could have a slight pull up before we continue back down and target these lows right here. So again, more liquidity. So this is a huge amount of liquidity right here. Just all this. Let's see. Liquidity. So a lot of liquidity right here. So again, I will update this daily. Bearish. Then daily, again, this is where we do our this is where we're going to do our support and resistance, so our key levels. So again, we're going to look where we're currently at. So let's find support. So this was previous support, which we broke. So, but it may have just been a tap. So we will see if it ends up going right back. So, because if I looked for another area of support, it would be right here. Another area of support. And then another area of support again would be right here. All right, and then again, let's find resistance. So we have some levels here. Where it's hit multiple times. So right here. About right there, resistance. So again, see, we have a lot of times where it ranges. It'll come up into here, pull back down, come down, consolidate, pull into this area, pull back down to here, things like that. So you just gotta kind of see what the market does. So even if I didn't mark this area here, say if I got rid of this, this could be another resistance level also where price has hit multiple times. Right here. So, and then right now, this is our current support level because it's tapped into this area. So I want to pull this over. All right. So these are kind of our key areas right now. So we can see we had a huge push down and it hasn't broken this area yet. So if it does, then we can continue to look for these lows right here. So we really don't need this right now, even though it is the support level. So we can keep that because we want to see if it breaks this, then we can see if we can continue down into this level here. So, but if it pulls back into this area, we're going to definitely, because it is on the daily, we're going to definitely look for buys. So because we saw a huge pull down and we had a pull back all the way up to here, and then we had a close to here. And then right now we actually am starting to be bullish. So if we look here, so we have to see if this candle within the next 17 hours is going to push past this candle here. And we're going to target this area right here into these highs. So it could very well come back into this area right here. So that could definitely be a possibility. So 4 hour, again, see on the 4 hour, we're actually kind of consolidated. So we can see it actually pushed down into this area, came back up, consolidated. So we're either going to see if we're going to get a pullback back down or if we're going to pull up and surpass this candle right here. So, but again, nonetheless, we are still bearish. So even on the 4 hour, bearish. All right, so let me just come here really quick. I'll mark up key levels or psychological levels. Sorry. All right, so psychological levels here. Boom. Let's see, I'd say more right here. Oh, that's not the one I want. Horizontal line. There we go. I'd say more around this area right here. So 15,288. So I will round that up. Let's do 300. So right there. And then this one. So I'd say more right here, 14,707. Let's do 1405. 14,705. All right. Right here, we can do this one. It's not like it hit here multiple times, so we could do this one actually. I'll do here. So this one, I always try to do it closest to the candle. So not the wick. So 13,691. Zero. I like that. So I'll just kind of leave this one. So that's kind of where we're at right now, guys. 4 hour we already saw. So right now we're, because it's just we haven't even started the week yet, so we're definitely consolidated. So we're definitely consolidated at the moment. So we got to kind of see what's going to happen. So I do kind of see us ended up being possibly bullish for the week. We may pull back into this area here. So just based on how everything is looking. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me stop my sharing. Cool, guys. So that is my live stream for the night. Hopefully you guys got some value for the breakdown. So if you guys do trade the pairs that I trade, definitely watch out for that. You can actually go on my YouTube here and play this back to just see if it is correct with what I'm saying what the market's going to do. So that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Again, I appreciate you hopping on here. If you guys can do me a huge favor, like, comment, and subscribe. And I just want to grow this channel, and just stay tuned for the next video. All right, guys. Peace.